You might have noticed that a lot of blocks have shared settings. So things like the color for the text and background or the links, or the typography, padding, margin, all those things are actually something that the blocks themselves don't have to specify or create. So these are features that blocks can opt into. Now, as you can imagine, if you have or allow certain controls for a site of a certain size, doing things like adding custom colors, for example, from the generic picker, might lead to all kinds of issues, including accessibility problems with contrast ratios not being correct, and the overall maintenance burden of something that has been customized so much is really, really high. So a good way to limit that is to basically disable these custom controls for things like color, so that your users are only allowed to pick from the theme tokens, so from the design tokens that are specified by your theme. And there are two ways to do it. So the first one is you can specify or adjust that inside your theme.json. So if you are the theme author, you can now go into the theme.json within here. We're using the example of 2025, and under the settings top level item, so we have this section around color. It says default duotone false, default palette false. In a similar fashion, we can say custom equals false. Now, if I do that, now if I refresh the page in the admin and I go back to this block that we have here, you'll notice that I no longer have the custom color picker. So this is exactly what we wanted. We no longer can specify anything custom. We're basically always referencing a design token that we can reliably, first of all, customize through theme.json, or we can completely adjust it so that eventually all the colors are locked down to known values and they're slugs. Now, in cases where we don't want to implement our custom theme, where we want to just override or limit this for an existing theme such as this, the 2025, we can also do that within our plugin code. So there's a filter in WordPress that says WP theme JSON data theme, and then that's a filter that accepts an argument, this first theme JSON object as input, and then we can say, hey, let's update that with custom controls specifically for this settings part. So everything else is going to stay the same, only these custom controls will be defined as disabled. So that's exactly what we want. Now, if we go back into the theme, verify that the custom has been removed from here. So that's the default theme with all the controls. Now, if I refresh this, now if you go to that block again, notice that again, the custom color picker is not available. Now, the good thing is you can do this for all these block support features. So for all the controls that the theme.json would enable by default, you can actually opt out of supporting those features. So while the blocks themselves will still have generic support for this, and they will know what to do if the custom colors are specified, within the theme.json, you're locking down these controls for your specific or particular application. These controls that we see in the sidebar, they're actually called supports. So the block supports elements. If we go to this page, this documentation site, we'll see all of them listed. So whenever you want to disable something at the block level or at the global level, you can just specify this identifier or slug of that feature and then say basically false or true. So here you can see all these options that we've seen. There should be also the color thing that we just saw. Indeed, so here we're saying color and custom is disabled. Same with the gradients, we can disable those. Background colors, so we could control all of these things through just the theme.json or the global styles. So feel free to explore this sheet and try disabling a feature on your local environment to verify how this works. Overall, this is a great way to make your application more maintainable over the long term. Disallowing custom font sizes, custom fonts even, and things like custom colors ensures that you have or keep control over these settings. And that is critical if you want to adjust them and keep adjusting them in the consistent way over the long-term maintenance of your project.